Life after 30 is not the end of youth. It is the beginning of awareness. In your 20s, you chase experiences. You try everything. You make mistakes quickly and forget them just as fast. But after 30, something changes inside the mind. You no longer want to prove yourself to everyone. You only want to understand yourself. Psychologists say this stage of life is when the brain becomes more selective, not weaker, not slower, just more focused. You start to care less about approval and more about peace. After 30, your priorities shift. Success is no longer just money or status. It becomes balance, time, and emotional stability. You realize that energy is limited, so you stop wasting it on people who drain you. You stop chasing arguments. You stop explaining yourself to those who never listened. Instead, you choose silence, not because you are weak, but because you finally understand what deserves your attention. Emotionally, life after 30 becomes deeper. You no longer fall in love with potential. You fall in love with consistency. You no longer admire confidence alone. You admire emotional intelligence. You stop romanticizing chaos and start valuing calm. Many people say they become colder after 30, but this is not true. They do not become colder, they become clearer. They know what hurts them, they know what heals them, and they refuse to confuse the two again. Social life also changes after 30. Your circle becomes smaller, but stronger. You no longer need many friends. You need real ones. You prefer meaningful conversations over loud parties. You prefer peace over popularity. You understand that being alone is better than being surrounded by people who do not understand you. And for the first time, loneliness stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like protection. Fear changes after 32. In your 20s, you fear failure. After 30, you fear wasting your life. You stop asking, what will people think, and start asking, is this the life I want? You become aware of time, not in a scary way, but in a motivating way. You realize that every year matters, every choice matters, every habit matters, and this awareness can either terrify you or transform you. Mentally, life after 30 is a psychological awakening. You stop running from your wounds and start trying to understand them. You notice your patterns, your emotional triggers, your defense mechanisms. You see how childhood shaped your reactions, how past relationships shaped your expectations. And instead of blaming the world, you begin to take responsibility for your inner life. This is when true growth begins. But life after 30 is not perfect. You feel tired faster. You tolerate less nonsense. You become more realistic. Dreams are no longer fantasies. They require discipline. Happiness is no longer accidental. It requires boundaries. You learn that peace is built, not found. And maturity is not about knowing everything. It is about accepting what you cannot control and changing what you can. So, what does life after 30 really look like? It looks like clarity. It looks like self-respect. It looks like choosing yourself without guilt. It is not about becoming old. It is about becoming real. Real with your emotions, real with your time, real with your energy. And the biggest truth of all, life after 30 is not a decline. It is a refinement. You lose illusions, but you gain direction. You lose fear, but you gain purpose. And for the first time in your life, you stop living to impress and start living to feel alive. So now we want to hear from you. How does life feel after 30 for you? Do you feel wiser, calmer, more tired, more aware? Write one word in the comments that describes your life after 30. And if this video felt like it was talking about you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today.